I'm happy to see you. We are known each other from the 2018 when I take my first interview with you in Kathmandu, and,
Yes,
and now we again here and to discuss the situation in Nepal, dramatic situation, and I hope we have a good conversation.
I'm Yubaraj Chaulagain, the member of Central Committee of Communist Party of Nepal Maoist Center, and I am also the member of Parliament here in Nepal.
Can you describe how what happened in the last 5 days in Nepal? What was your own impression? I mean, what you saw, what you feel, you was in danger or not?
Talking about Nepal, we have promulgated Constitution of Nepal in 2015, September, just before 10 years. And we had many experiences, good and bad both, with the new Constitution of Nepal. We had elections of local level, provincial level, and federal level as well for the two times with the new constitution. And there were, many ups and downs with the implementation of the new constitution, which was promulgated in the first time of the for the first time of the history by the people. That means by the Constituent Assembly. Uh, and there were some, bad practices as well, and on what people had frustrations. Uh, Taking with that, I mean, the frustration of the people, especially the corruption, and especially the corruption, the younger, generation people and other people as well had many reactions. They were writing, they were speaking against the corruption. And after before a year, uh, before a year, there were a collaboration of the two largest parties, the first largest party and the second largest party, namely Nepali Congress and the Communist Party of Nepal, United Marxist and Leninist, we say UML here. Two parties made coalition, and they tried to convince the people that they will give good governance, because they were the traditional opposition parties of Nepal, the major two largest parties of Nepal. So after the coalition of them for the 1 year, people get angry with that. There were no sign of good governance. There were no sign of anti-corruption. Instead, they were having much corruption. They were practicing much bad governance, and there were no any sign of the fulfillment of the commitment they had made before. So with that, a small group of the new generation people, especially the Gen Z group of Nepal, they organized, they declared the mass protest in the 8th of this September 2015. And in that rally, tens of thousands of youngsters were there in the street of Kathmandu. They were, having peaceful protest first. The police used massive force, excessive force against them, and 19 people were killed. 19, Gen Z people, the youngsters, were killed in the street within few hours, almost 3 or 4 hours period of time. There were a mass casualty of 19 people at one spot, and that triggered the mass of the people. And second day, by the 9th of September, there was a very huge protest of the mass of the people with anger and frustration in the street. and they went to the government offices, especially the Central Administrative Region, Central Administrative Office of Nepal. We call here Singha Darbar, the Castle of Lions in English. That means they went there, and the Prime Minister office and other major ministries in that area were burnt out. All the sensitive documents of the government, the major archives of the government were stolen, or they were, turned out from the offices of the government. And the office of the president, the office and residence of the prime minister were burnt out, and central judiciary, Supreme Court, and the Central Federal Parliament, both houses, the House of Representative and House of the knights, like the Commons, that was also vandalized and burnt out, and the houses and residence of the top leaders were burned, and leaders, central leaders, ministers were beaten up, and the massive, burnt and vandalized of the public properties as well, and the corporate houses as well, the industries, the grocery stores, and so many, established corporate houses were also burnt here. So very, devastating, very, danger situation was there. People were, shot dead. Policies and security forces also were, they are killed by the people. Until now, there were 55 casualties, 55 deaths were declared. I think that will be rise up again, because though the protest is, now calmed down, but the dead bodies were, still finding in the areas where the houses was burned, and this will be, I think, rises, because this is still, going on to find the casualties and dead bodies of the people. Now, by the 9th of September, Prime Minister of Nepal resigned from his post. Home Minister resigned, already in the first day of the protest by the Gen Z people, Gen Z youngsters, and then after, in second day, that means the 9th of September, Prime Minister also resigned from his post. Now, by the 10 a.m. of 9th September, Nepal Army has declared that they are there in the street to take situation in control. So now the armies are deployed. There were curfew, in everywhere. All the nation is under curfew now, though the daily necessary things and ambulances, water supply, and other major major livelihood necessity, vehicles are allowed to pass all over the country in the capital areas especially. So now the situation is very worsen. The Gen Z, Gen Z leaders are still
So
not so established.
you want to say that these services are working now normally, or they are ambulance
Not normal. No, 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 not in normal, but there are some special allow to the public to go to shops, and for special some time are given to travel here to there, like in the morning, from morning to the 9 a.m. morning, and daytime is fully curfewed, but some other vehicles, like the vehicles of gases, the vehicles with the what drinking water supplies and ambulances are allowed uh, all the day. But this is not normal. The situation is not normal. People are not allowed to gather in the public areas. People are still there in their home. The situation of terror is still there. So uh, the situation is not normal. But Nepali Sena is, now in the street. After the deploy of the Nepal army in the street, there is no, such kind of huge protest in Kathmandu streets. And the Gen Z leaders are there in the army headquarters now to talk about the new government. But still, there is no any consensus among them to appoint a new prime minister. All the political parties have accepted that the Gen Z people's demand will be accepted, and the people or the person who they want to lead the new government will be accepted by all the major political parties, including my party, Communist Party of Nepal, Maoist Center. The political parties who are now in the parliament have mostly accepted that the person, either they are from the parliament or out of the parliament, will be accepted as the new prime minister of Nepal. But consensus has not been made to whom will be the leader of the new government is not finalized yet. The Gen Z leaders are having huge debate within them, and either these or that people will lead the new government is not final yet. No Gen Z people or no Gen Z leader are claiming for the prime minister, but they are offering the prime minister to the elder ones. Now it is widely being assumed that the ex Chief Justice of Nepal, Madam Susila Karki, will lead the new government, though she is now at 73 of her age. But the Gen Z people are, trying to sit her in the in the new as the new prime minister of Nepal from their side. And we and all the political parties they are in the parliament are now you know uh, we have already declared that we will be there with them for the new government. So for us, we think that the things will be the further things will be gone with the will be the further things the further development political development must be conducted within the frame of the constitution of Nepal. And for that, the Gen Z people, the Gen Z protesters, Gen Z leaders are also agree with that. The thing is now, under discussion that how to, handle the the parliament.
Mhm.
The 3 years before, we Nepali people have elected parliament. We have member of parliament 275 in lower house and 69 at the upper house, and we have parliaments in 7 provinces as well. And local level government is also there. We have three tiers of federalism in Nepal. So how to conduct this, all the parliaments is now under the discussion. Gen Z leaders are, demanding for the dissolution of the parliament right now.
Mhm.
And the political
Dissolution,
parties and
dissolution.
also,
Mhm.
yeah,
So they
dissolution of
want
parliament. They
elections.
are
They demand elections.
Yeah, they demand election, the fresh election, and all the political parties, including us, also, ready for the fresh election as well. We are ready to face the fresh election because there was so huge casualties, mass protest in Kathmandu and all over the country. And if the Gen Z people and all the country people want a fresh election and fresh member of parliament and fresh government, we are ready for that. All the political parties are ready for that.
Mhm.
But how to dissolve the parliament, the existing parliament, and how to form a new government is under the discussion. and possibly this will be held within few hours maybe. And one interesting thing is that before 10 years we have abolished monarchy, and there are some forces, political forces here in the scene, that they still want to bring back the abolished monarchy. The last king is there, is still alive, and he is trying to be back in his crown. So they are also trying to get back the monarchy. So there are triangular type of struggle there. If we talk about the home process of Nepal, one force is trying to maintain the new constitution and bring all the protesters within the framework of the constitution. And another thing is vandalize the constitution and do their one thing, like dissolution the parliament and so on. And other faction is trying to bring back the constitution with the monarchy and abolishing the government, abolishing the federalism. So these are the major forces of Nepal who are trying to be there.
This
But
is
I think
you think this is really a possibility that the dissolving the constitution and to you become the old constitution. The monarchy will come back. It's possible.
no, this is not possible, I think, because the Gen Z people and the protesters did not demand for the monarchy to come back. They have no such official demand. They demanded the anti-corruption, but the implementation of the constitution, the existing constitution, rightly, in right way. So they still, the demanding Gen Z people are still in the fore of constitution, but they want a fair practice of politics within the framework of the constitution. So this is okay, we think. Personally, I think that we maybe made huge mistakes to implement the constitution. So mm, we have to recorrect our mistakes, and we have to address the aspiration of the people, especially the young ones. So if they are talking about the fair practice in politics, if they are talking about the anti corruption, the abolition of the corruption in Nepal, so I think we have to appreciate them. So but we have to bring them in the framework of the constitution, because the existing constitution is made up in the first time of history from the people. This constitution is promulgated from the constituent assembly by the representatives of the people. So that has not happened in history before. We have seventh, this is the seventh constitution of Nepal, but before, the sixth constitution were given either by the rulers or by the draft committee and formed there. But this is a very good constitution, and the youngsters who are protesting in the street, they also trying to they are also not against the constitution. So we have to make a fair practice in politics. We are ready for that, and we have to make a corruption less, and the good governance in country. In that area, we had made collectively. I mean, not I'm not talking about my own party.
What you said was that the parliament and the opposition of the street tried to find a solution for a compromise, and it's a possibility that the monarchy come back. And I had the question: it is possible that the mayor of Kathmandu, Balendra Shah, become perhaps a prime minister. It is possible.
Uh, yeah, talking about the new possibility of Nepal, I have an update right now. There is an consensus made just now. After an hour, there will be a uh, oath taking ceremony of the new prime minister, the new prime minister for the interim period will be appointed after an year with the new oath of her, and the new prime minister will be the former chief justice of Nepal, Madam Susila Kargi, and that has been just made a consensus there in the House of President of Nepal. The House, the Parliament of Nepal will be dissolved first. The Parliament will be declared dissolved, within an hour. Now, right now, and then after the the new uh, prime minister will be appointed, but the president will be same there, and there will be no chances to come back of the abolished monarchy. So there will be the presidency system, the ceremonial president, and there will be the same framework of the constitution. Just the new prime minister will be there, and there will be no house, there will be no parliament now on. And the election of the new election date will be, I think, declared with the consultation of the concerning authorities. I mean the uh, election commission of Nepal. So the new consensus has been made. The parliament will be dissolved, and Susila Kargi will be appointed as the new prime minister of Nepal within an hour. So this is the consensus just made, and the Balin Shah and the other people who are in the discussion for the possible new prime minister, that has been just finished now.
Do you think that the people who went on the street where they follow this line, they will accept it? Do you think they will?
Yeah,
Why? Why?
yeah, they
Why do
will.
you
They
think?
will do.
Why? Why do you think?
They will do because this decision has not been made unilaterally, by the president of Nepal. That has been discussed for the 3 consecutive days after the violent protest of the street. So these 3 days, president of Nepal and the chief, army chief of Nepal also, had done a tremendous, the wide range of discussion they had made. They discussed with all the leaders of the major leaders of the political parties. They discussed with the leaders of the Gen Z, protesters, and they discussed with the, major, constitution experts. So the decision has been made with the consultation of all the factors, including the major stakeholder, the protesting leaders as well. So they will, I think that has been settled now. They will agree with that because this is the, this is, the name of the new, the name of the new prime minister of Nepal has been proposed by the
By the protesters.
so how this will not be
Mhm.
by them? Yeah,
Mhm. The new name of
and
the,
this is a bit out of the constitution.
but
What are you asking me?
um, you want to say that the protesters are supposing this new prime minister. I'm correct? I understand it? Correct? The protesters, even they suppose even this prime minister, the new, they are supporting.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
They themselves proposed. Yeah, they proposed the name, and all the parliamentary political parties accepted that.
mhm, mhm,
The authority, the central authority, the president and the the parliamentary parties all accepted that.
mhm,
The generated, the name was generated, the proposed proposal was generated not by the parliamentary parties, but or the by the parliamentary parties or by the president himself, but the name of Susila Karki, who is going to be appointed as the new prime minister of Nepal, is proposed by the protesters and leaders of the Gen Z group. So there will be no question of the disagreement by the protesters on the name of the new prime minister.
I have
You
one
got it?
question. I have one question. Did you spoke with some leaders or some people who went on the street? You had some personal contact with them. You feel what they say. What are their aims? They see these people want to live in Nepal, or they try to they want to live in other countries. What is their thinking? What is their emotions? You have some personal context with them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I have, personal contacts with many of them, area of the people, and Gen Z are everywhere in every localities and every section of the society, and many people go from our society and here and there that we know, talking about their aspiration, their main demand is the end of the corruption, and I think that is the right thing. And that demand, that slogan, that proposal is very good, very right, and I accept them. This is a very good thing. The corruption and the good governance is the need of the time. So we, all the political parties and the state mechanism, have to be follow the good governance, and there will be no corruption in the state level. That is a very simple, but that is a very hard to do thing. So their aspiration is that, and that is very good, and I think we have to accept that. But the thing is how to govern, who to govern, how to select the leaders of the state. That is a very complex thing, and in that area, these people who are protesting in the street have no concrete idea. So, and they are not condemning, they are not going against the existing constitution of Nepal. You get it? They are not demanding to throw, they are not demanding to dismiss the current or the existing constitution of Nepal. They are in favor of that. They are not against the new constitution, I mean the existing constitution. They
Mm.
are not demanding for the new constitution, but still there might be some possibilities to change some provision of the constitution. Might be,
Some
I think
changing, some changing.
they will demand the, yeah, some changes in the constitution.
Ah,
Maybe,
I see.
we also are, our political parties, my
Mm.
party, and personally me also, we are demanding for the direct election of the, main executive. I mean, we have a main executive is prime minister in Nepal. That might be the prime minister or the president of Nepal. That must be elected not from the single constituency, but that might be elected from the whole Nepal. Whole
Ah.
Nepali people must vote them. I mean, the directly elected president or the prime minister or the main executive of the country, main governor of the country must be elected from the direct election of the masses of the people. That
Mm.
is the
Mm.
major agenda. I think we also are demanding for that, and there might be some possibilities to change the
Mm.
electoral system of Nepal as well, because we have a two type of electoral system here. One is the first past the post election. That means who will get more vote, he or she will get the victory in the election. That is one method,
Mm.
FTTP, and another one is the proportional system of the Nepal election. That means political parties will get the vote from all over the country, and the specified seats they are reserved for the proportional system will be divided according to the votes they get from the people. So this
Mm.
is the situation. We have two kind of electoral system of
Mm.
Nepal. That is a mixed system. Mixed means the mixing up of the two system, the directly elected system and the system of the proportional election as well.
Mhm.
So we are mixing these two type of electoral system in Nepal, but there might be some changes because the electoral system, directly electoral system, is being so expensive, and the people who will elect it from the people, always struggle to be the minister, and the if the congressman or the policymakers or the lawmaker will not be the minister, and they will just be the congressman or the policymaker or the lawmaker, and there will be a less corruption. We think so. The
Mhm.
Gen Z people also are trying to this, but what are their major agendas? This is regarding the constitution, regarding the changes in the constitution, is not still I mean that has not been declared yet by them officially. So there will be a commission made from the government to have the suggestion from that commission to change the major areas of the constitution, and that will be done and proposed in the new I think parliament. you know
Mhm.
After the commission will prepare for the changes in the constitution, and that will be sent to the coming of parliament after the fresh election, and that parliament will amend the constitution if necessary, and that will be suggested by the commission that will be formed by the new government made under the premiership of the uh, madam Susila Kargi. So this will be the way, I think, now.
Can you
You got it?
answer? Yes, I got it. Can you answer to one question? In some media, I saw the information that Nepal is in a geopolitical, very special situation between India and China, and some people say this revolution or this unrest in Kathmandu was a result of some forces from other countries to destabilize the situation in this area, China, India. It is something. There's some. This is correct, or this is not correct. What do you think? It's possible some influence from outside.
Mr. Ulrich, there are some possibilities as well, because the incident happened just after the Prime Minister of Nepal, KP Sharma Oli, returned back from the SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting in Shanghai, and he made there, President Xi Jinping and President Vladimir Putin and Prime Minister Modi in Shanghai, there in China, and that happened after the return of the Prime Minister of Nepal. So one thing is there that the geopolitical situation and geopolitical players play the role here, and one thing widely people talk about in Kathmandu now is that some Western forces, especially American forces, American agency, played a vital role to to happen this unrest here in Kathmandu. So this is one thing, because Nepal army and security forces role are not so fair in this case. If you talk about the first day response by the security forces, they used massive force against the Gen Z protesters, and that was very blunder, we think, because there were no such situation that they should kill 19 people at one spot near the central parliament of Nepal. One thing is that, and
Mhm.
in another day,
So
they
you want to
they
Mhm.
just
You want to say that
yeah they kept
this was too
yeah.
hard too hard and it's not
It's not normal.
not normal. So
It's
some
not normal.
perhaps
It's
there
not
was
normal,
perhaps
but
a provocation you want to say perhaps a provocation
yeah,
to
yeah,
push up
that might be.
the emotions and to the confrontation.
Yeah. The institution who called upon, who called for the protest, and who is leading now in the discussion with the president and the chief of army of Nepal. That has been proved that he gets his foundation gets, that is Hami Nepali, and his foundation gets large amount of donations from Barbara Foundation. That is a institution that provides funds from the Western, especially the America based. And there are another some sorts of incidents that see that that make suspicious activities, that they got huge amount of donations from America based other institutions as well. So this
Who
is
got
one of the thing. And
who got the donations
that is an
concretely?
institution called,
Who got?
that is a institution called Ami Nepal. That is our Nepal. That is an institution who called on for the protest. So this is a situation.
Mm.
And another thing is, the Nepal army and American army has a good relation, and some cases there. But we think this is still the secondary factor. The first thing is the government made in Nepal by the two largest parties available in the parliament. They did mistake. There were malpractices of the democracy. There were corruption from the government institutions, and people have large level of frustration. And there was a missing from the people of the government side, especially the political leaders and the high level bureaucrats, to deliver in favor of the people, to meet the aspiration of the people. That is the main thing, I think,
Mm.
still. But in that fire, other institution and other nations put the oil on that fire. So that is the thing. I think there are some uh, 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 some factors of the geopolitics as well, including the big nation rivalries and
Mm.
the neighboring factors rivalries as well. The rivalry between China and India, and the rivalry between China and America, because Nepal is in a geopolitical sensitive area. Uh, you know,
Mm.
uh, uh, it it, uh, it lies between the two giant, world power, China and India. You know that.
Mm.
And suddenly, because of the presence of these two giant nations, the world power, big power, America also has some interest in Nepal as well. And these three players are playing their one role, and especially American role and the Indian role is making the differences in the settlement of the moment as well. So this all the factors played vital role, but the major role, I think, is that is triggered that is triggered. I think, I mean, that is uh, that arise, that come up from the domestic level. That means the rising aspiration of the young ones, and the bad or the very worse deliberation of the government. That is the main factor.
Mhm. Mhm. So, very difficult situation. And I think you had a hard
Yeah,
time
very.
now. I mean, do you sleep every night normal or or not? Can you sleep normal or it's dangerous?
uh, Yeah, personally, I'm good, and there were not so big challenge for me, but the house of my party chair and the former Prime Minister Prachanda was burnt badly. That was vandalized, and many ex Prime Ministers' houses were burned. not many, but all the ex-prime ministers' houses are burnt. The
Mhm.
leaders' houses are burnt. We, all the political leaders, are under the threat. But they were mostly under the threat, who were suspected of the corruption. So for me, I'm not so, I think, and I'm okay. There is
So
not so any
yes,
threat,
this is this
and
is
I
this
slept
is
well all the night in
okay.
Kathmandu in my own home.
Uh-huh. I want to ask you, I mean, uh, this vandalism was straightly against concrete persons who was perhaps connected with corruption. Every of these houses, there was a concrete reason of corruption, or it was spontaneous against everything.
Yeah, mostly they targeted the houses of the influential political leaders. Mostly,
Mhm.
they beat some leaders, the former prime minister and the president of Nepali Congress. He was beaten. He was captured by the protesters. His wife, Arju Rana Deuba, she still is the foreign minister of Nepal and the influencing leader of Nepali Congress, the major alliance of the major party of the alliance, and other leaders also. They were targeted, and some businessmen and the corporate houses also were targeted. And I cannot say that all were corrupted, but people think that many of them were targeted because they were there in the in that position because of the taxes paid by the people, because they live such life because they favor to the their own relatives, and they are uh, some kind of process of the corruption. People or the protesters think so, but who are doing that or who are not, and this is to be declared by the official constitutional agency, deployed for that. So the court is there, the provision is there to control the corruption. So that must be done under the certified or the recognized agency of Nepal. But many protesters think that they did that because those people's house or their offices were vandalized, who are against their protest, who are not favoring them, who are not supporting the good governance or supporting the corruption. So
Mhm.
that was their convince, I think, concept, I think. So uh, I personally do not agree with that. All the people whose houses and offices or institutions are vandalized, are corrupted, but mostly they shows those people's house who are concerned with the government, who are taking some benefits from the government or the political leadership. So this shows that house, and I think that that is a message which we have to accept, and we have to realize, and we have to be changed aspiration of the people. And if we do this, there will be a very fine governance, and there will be a long lasting democratic system in Nepal. I think so.
I have a question. The electronic media. I mean, they are working now. I mean, some who publish now reportage or news analysis about the situation in Nepal language. It is working now. The mass media is working, or is not working. You understand me?
They are working. They are working. Yeah, yeah, they are working, and it's normal. The protesters vandalized one media house, a big media house, Kantipur, Delhi. And Kantipur is a print house, television house, and radio house. They have all the, and the online version also they have. They vandalized that office very badly, even though they closed 2 days, and from this day today they also started, and there is no censor, there is no any banned in the news, and the everything in media is normal now. There is no censorship.
Mhm.
There is no problem, I think.
And Facebook
All
and
the medias are working normally. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, all the social medias are, yeah, the government banned that, and that also triggered, and that put the fuel in the fire that time. But now the situation is normal, and Facebook, X, and and all the social medias are working now, which were
mhm,
there before the protest.
mhm. Before, like before the
All
protests.
the, yeah, yeah, all
Mhm,
all are normal.
mhm, mhm. So,
Only the daily, of the people is not allowed now, because of the fear of the tension again.
what is not allowed?
But I
What is
think
not allowed? What is not allowed?
the daily transportation,
Ah, mhm,
the daily transportation is not allowed. This is limited for the morning only, and the day, all the day are curfewed, night is curfewed. And to be gathered in specific area, in a large amount. I mean, more than
mhm.
5 people are not allowed to be there to sit, at one place. But other thing are normal.
Uh,
No problem
So,
is there.
uh, there are no cars driving now, no cars, no motorcycles on the street.
Yeah, that can be driven in the street, but there are armies, and they ask you, and you have to prove that why you are going and where you are going, and they can send you back if your move is not justified.
Uh-huh. So you need a special reason
But
for
normally
moving.
this is banned. Huh?
Moving is banned. It's
Yeah,
forbidden.
moving in a large scale and moving as a normal way is banned. This is a
Uh-huh.
curfew.
Uh-huh.
You cannot go out without a reason. You need a
Mhm.
reason.
For example, which reason? What
I mean,
reason?
if you are going to, yeah, if you are going to have an emergency, like in a hospital, or you are a, office worker, and you have to attend your office,
Mhm.
and if you problem, you can go. If there is an emergency, you can go. If your office is open and this is necessary for the nation and allowed to be open, you can
Mhm.
go.
Mhm.
But if you are going to meet some people, or you are going to gather, and if you are going to have a tea in a cafe, that is not allowed.
I understand.
All the shops are closed,
Shops are closed?
and
Shops are closed?
they traveling to lose. Your shops are closed.
Uh-huh. But
Yeah,
how the
closed.
people of how the people get the bread and the milk and something to eat?
They can buy in morning time.
Ah, mhm.
In morning,
I understand.
every morning they can go to the shop. Shops can be open in the morning,
Mhm.
especially in the core areas, that this provision is tight. But if you talk about the periphery, that is little considered. So not all the shops are closed, but in the core area of Kathmandu, all the shops are closed. But that also can be open in the morning time, to have
Okay. Okay.
necessary food and groceries from the shop. You got me?
I
I have already
understand.
mentioned it.
I understand, yes.
I have already mentioned. Yeah.
So I understand. We had now we came now to the end. You want to say something important what we didn't mention.
Yeah, I think if we talk about the latest uprise of Nepal, that is I think ring to the political leaders. I mean, a signal to the political leaders that they must have to be changed according to the wish of the people. And another thing is, no political leader can rule very long, like political parties leaders are there in the same post for the 40 years. Can you imagine? 40
Mhm.
years there is the same president in the party. for the very long time of the period. Same people is there in the premier's office. So the people of Nepal want to change this position, and the Gen Z people, stand for that. So they got, even though they are the only Gen Z people, but they got, support from all the area of the people. So all the political parties are, bind to be support with them, with the Gen Z people. So this will be the lesson to the world that talking about the democracy, you cannot do anything you want, manipulating the constitutional provisions. So you have to go with the spirit of the constitution. You have to be, changed according to the wishes of the people. You have to you have to be accommodated to the new generation of the people. So the less corruption, I mean the corruption less governance, the good governance, and the change of the leadership is the, I think, message from the Nepal with that new, uprising of the Gen Z people. So I think Nepal will rise again. There will be no such, violence again, with the spirit of this, the uprising of the Gen Z people. And I think from tomorrow, condition will come, normal. And there will be no ban to the activities of the people, because there will be new government from tomorrow, according to the aspiration of the Gen Z protesters. So I think all the world, or all the government, or all the political parties should take lessons from the, uprising of Nepal's Gen Z, and that is a good governance, anti-corruption, and the change in the leadership time and again. That is the message of the protest of Gen Z in Nepal, I guess so. And thank you for this interview, Mr. Ulrich.
I also thank you, and I wish you health and that your wishes come true because what you said is very logic and very, very correct, I think, from my point of
All
view.
right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.